Hey there, welcome back to yet another session on this channel. In this video, we will quickly go through the latest amendments made to the Patents Act. As we go through the changes and amendments, we will also try to identify what could be the potential benefits from such changes. So let's get started. So the first is around the timeline for filing request for examination. As many of you may know, in India, there is an explicit requirement for an applicant to file a request for examination if you want the patent office to examine your application. So as per the old rules, you were provided 48 months from the earliest filing date to file such a request. However, with the latest amendments, the timelines have been reduced to 31 months from the earliest filing date for you to file the request for examination. Now, in my view, shortening the timeline works well for everybody, because it takes away the inherent delay that was there in processing of the applications. But others may argue that with such shortened time, the patent office is actually forcing the applicant to take an early decision with regards to what they would want to do with their patent application. Would they want to drop it or would they want to pursue it? Because at times applicants take their sweet time to see the market, to see how their invention is doing, what could be the return of investment before going the full cycle on the given patent application. So to each his own, people may think and people may decide on what they want finally. But the shortened time period is now 31 months from the earliest filing date. Let's move to another amendment, which is around the timelines given for filing updated information around foreign patent applications filed in patent offices across the globe. So as per old requirement, an applicant was required to file updated information about such applications every 6 months. But now the requirements have been simplified. Now an applicant is required to file such detail or information about foreign applications only after first examination report has been issued by the controller. The timeline to file such an update is 2 months from the date the examination report has been issued. That too, when controller has specifically asked for it. If you wish to avail an extension to file such details, you can file Form 4 to avail extension by the controller. This, in my view, is a great development, because this reduces the burden of filing Form 3 every 6 months with or without any developments. So good job. Now let's move to another interesting development. This is around section 29 to 34, which is anticipation or not to be considered anticipation, right? So if you recall, there was a grace period given to the applicant in case of public working, in case of publications, for the applicant to file a patent application without such earlier usage or such earlier publication being a hurdle to their own patent application. So now a new provision has been introduced by which an applicant can specifically avail such grace period. So a new form has been introduced, Form 31. An applicant can provide all the details around the previous publication that have happened or previous usage that have happened as per section 29 to 34, and can avail the grace period categorically, technically on records. So it's an interesting development. There is no more confusion around whose word is strong, mine or your, right? It's the form that you are filling now, so it is on record that as per section 29 to 34, such prior working or experimental working or publication without your consent not to be used against you, right? So good development as such. Let's move to some spicy updates. This is around pre-grant opposition. Now, if you recall, pre-grant opposition can be filed by any person and this doesn't require any fee. So one may argue that because such a provision exists where fee is not required, then this provision could be used by people from the industry or the opponent to kind of cause hurdles in processing of the application or cause delay in the overall process as such, which could hamper overall prospects for the applicant, the patent applicant. With the latest amendments, fee has been introduced. So you are required to pay fee along with Form 7A to file such a request for pre-grant opposition, the representation basically. So in my view, this may introduce some seriousness towards this particular aspect of opposition, because you are paying from your pocket. So you will be a bit more diligent in how and when you file such a request for pre-grant opposition. Another thing that has happened is the timeline has been reduced on the applicant side. So from 3 months, the timeline has been reduced to 2 months for the applicant to respond to such a request for pre-grant opposition that has been filed against his or her patent. Another thing that has been introduced is, if the controller is of the view that there is merit in the pre-grant opposition, then the examination process also will be expedited, because the documents, the references, the arguments are already in place to kind of negate the patent application, negate the claims of the patent application. Similarly, post-grant opposition also changes have been made to that also to speed up the process. So earlier 3 months were given to the board, the opposition board that was constituted by the controller, to come back with their opinion, their view, their readings. So this has been reduced to 2 months now, just to speed up the overall process. Let's move to another interesting development. This is around the divisional application as per section 16. There was always this confusion on when can an applicant file a divisional application. Do he or she has to wait for the controller to raise an objection around the unity of invention in the parent application for the applicant to divide the application into multiple divisional applications, so that the claims which are not considered to be the same invention can be pushed to different applications, so as to maintain one invention per application requirement that is there, right? Now with this latest amendment, section 16, rule 13(2) has been amended to enable the applicant to file a divisional application on its own without having any objection from the controller. For this to happen, the applicant can take content from, or can use content from the regular specification or the provisional application to file a divisional application. So content has to be disclosed in the originally filed specification or provisional specification. From there, new set of claims can be derived and a divisional application can be filed. So this is a good development. If you have a provisional application which is kind of expanded enough, from there you can come out with multiple divisional applications or multiple applications. So this is a good one. Let's move to another interesting development, which is around Form 27. As you know, this is a form which is used to file statement of working for patents. Every patentee or licensee is required to file such a statement of whether their inventions have been worked in India or not every financial year. So the Patent Office has been working on kind of simplifying the process of filing Form 27, from filing Form 27 for every patent every financial year to allowing one Form 27 to have such statement for a group of patents that could be considered as related patents with regards to a product. With the latest amendment, the timelines have been increased from every financial year to every third financial year, or at the expiry of third financial year. So if your patent has been granted in a given financial year, then after the expiry of the third financial year from this particular grant, you are required to file such statement of working. You are provided 6 months timeline from the end of the financial year, basically September of that particular year, to file such Form 27. You can also seek extension by filing Form 4 before the expiry of such 6 months. Another relaxation has been made, or the controller has been given a greater authority in terms of accepting a request for extension or condoning delay for any process, any act that needs to be done as per the provisions of the act. Earlier exceptions were there where such request for extension or condonation of delay was not allowed, but now all the exceptions have been removed and a greater authority has been given to the controller to accept such extension request or condonation of delay, and as per their own discretion, the controller can decide whether they would want to entertain such extension request or want to entertain such continuation of delay. So another relaxation is given in the form of discounts. So annuity fee or maintenance fee has to be paid every year for the patent to be kept in force. So with the latest amendments, if an applicant decides to pay fee in advance for 4 or more than 4 subsequent years, a 10% discount will be offered on the overall fee that needs to be paid. So I think it's again a great development. So all in all, a lot of improvement have happened, which is going to make the life simpler on the applicants, because the process have been simplified and the extensions also have been provided time to time. So this brings us to the end of this session. I hope this quickie was helpful for you. I'll see you in the next set of videos. Till then, bye-bye and take care.